Chapter 1 of American History Stories, Volume 1. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Kalynda. American History Stories, Volume 1, by Mara L. Pratt. Chapter 1. Long Ago. Many, many years ago, oh, so many that I fear you could not count them even, this country in which we live was one vast expanse of woodland and fields, mountains and swamps. There were no cities, no villages, not even a single house to break the view across the wild fields. The whole country looked as it does now in those places which have not yet been built up. Did you ever stand on a high hill and look off across the country where not one house was to be seen? How broad the fields looked, and how strange it was to see the sky dipping down and seeming to rest upon the hills and trees away off at that horizon line! Well, that is the way it looked to the little boys and girls here so many years before the white people came to this country. We do not know very much about these little boys and girls, and their fathers and mothers, for they knew nothing about writing, and so left no books to tell us about themselves. We know that they used to live in tents, which they called wigwams, that they called the women squaws, and the baby boys and girls papooses, and that they were all called Indians by the white men. These Indian people, according to our ideas, were very rude and wild. The fathers spent their time in hunting and fishing. The mothers stayed about the tents, kept the fires going, tilled the ground, raised the corn, cooked the food, such as it was, and loved their children just as mothers do the world over. The little boys and girls had no schools, no books, no toys to keep them busy, so they spent their time playing about the tent, or learning to fish and hunt and build canoes. Perhaps you think they had lovely times with nothing to do, but I am afraid they sometimes had very hard times too. If I were to tell you the way the tribes of Indians used to pounce down upon their homes and slay the fathers, burn the mothers, and steal the children, and the way the children used to huddle into their tents during the cold, cold winters, I think you would not envy them at all. End of Chapter 1. Chapter 2 of American History Stories, Volume 1. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. American History Stories, Volume 1, by Mara L. Pratt. Chapter 2. Early Discoveries. Little indeed did the people of Europe know of this country across the water, or of the strange copper-colored people living here. Lately there has been raised in Boston a monument in memory of Leif, the brave Northman or Norseman, who in the year 1000 sailed from his home in Iceland and came to the coast of America. The vessel in which this Norseman came was odd-looking enough. Sometimes it moved along by the aid of its sails. Sometimes each man would take an oar, and so help it move over the water. The first land these hardy Norsemen found was flat and stony near the sea, but inland high mountains could be seen from the shore. This was Newfoundland. Then on the Norsemen sailed farther south, pleased with the warmth of the sun and the green trees, the song-birds and the rich fruits. At one place, supposed to be on the shores of Massachusetts or Rhode Island, one of their company found such delicious wild grapes, and in such abundance, that Leif gave to the country the name of Vinland. So delightful was the climate, and so rich the fruits, that the little band built huts and planned to spend the winter in their beautiful Vinland. It was all very strange to them, the swiftly changing day and night, for in their own land they had only one long day and one long night in a year. Spring came, and Leif hastened back to Iceland to tell of the wonderful new land. Other Norsemen came, and later still a Norwegian nobleman with his beautiful young wife, Gudfrida. A colony was formed.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?